Let's start with the Drake UMG situation, right? So, today, Drake and UMG lawsuit update, brand new. So the UMG lawyers are today in the courtroom. They were in court today explaining Kendrick Lamar's certified pedophile lyrics, right? They were in court speaking with a judge. The UMG asked the court to dismiss Drake's case, and they argued that Drake, relied on vague claims. Drake and Drake's actual attorney was responding back to the UMG attorneys, saying that what matters is that the listeners can interpret the Kendrick Lamar lyrics as factual. Here's a quote from the Inner City Press. Shout out to Inner City Press, who I believe was in a courtroom and has a quote from the courtroom. Vargas, Mr. Lawyer, is an attorney.
The fuck?
Marlon Vargas, imagine.
Yo,
Marlon Vargas.
Damn, why are you giving my full?
I think that was an attorney. I want to say that's a Drake attorney, Vargas. He says, Mr. Lamar suggests that there are other secrets he has yet to reveal. It's ambiguous. UMG's lawyer says, there are questions of law the court can dismiss. The judge says, what are certified pedophiles? The judge asked, what are certified pedophiles? UMG's lawyer says it's a play on Certified Lover Boy, the Drake album, Certified Lover Boy, CLB. The judge says, but would the ordinary listener know the name of Drake's album, Certified Lover Boy? UMG's lawyer says the context is all the rumors about Drake and young females. UMG's lawyer says we seek dismissal for Drake having used the information and belief form of pleading. Judge says Mr. Gautier Lieb for Drake. I guess it's another attorney. He says, Mr. Gautier Lieb, he says, on Rule 12 motion, the question is whether a listener could have thought facts were being conveyed or not. So I believe this is basically like a preliminary or like a pre-trial type of situation where like they're talking to each other in court, but it's not like trial yet, not a full-blown trial, nothing of that nature. This is crazy. I think this is literally confirms to me what I've always been saying, that this is the biggest rap beef of all time. You literally have the judge in the court talking about certified. What are certified pedophiles? And then the attorney's like, well, it's because, there's rumors of Drake with young females. Even though Drake's the one that did this lawsuit, to some extent, this is embarrassing, not just for if you care if he was justified or not with the lawsuit, but it's embarrassing. No, his butthole's on fire. He just came out the bathroom. It's embarrassing.
You should probably leave that on.
You gotta get some Pepto. There's Tums in over there too, in the black desk top drawer next to the table. But it's embarrassing in the sense where it's like these rumors of Drake get relived now again in the actual courtroom. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't believe that Drake's obviously. I don't think he's a pedophile. I don't think that Drake has done anything with any minor women, nothing of that nature. But it doesn't even matter now because now you got attorneys explaining this to the judge, etc. So now legally, it's like it's recorded and people are speaking about this. These rumors, this is like crazy. But it's the power of Kendrick Lamar. It's the power of the diss. It's the power of Not Like Us. Specifically Not Like Us. All right? It's insane. And at the same time, it's early, but from what I've read, I don't think that it seems very confident for Drake to win this case so far. But to be honest, we might have a long road ahead of us. Because this is not as urgent of a case as like a sex trafficking, RICO, etc. This is something that can last longer for them to deliberate, break down, do pre-trials, pre-motions, pre-hearings, all that, delaying this, etc. This shit could be for a while. But so far, that is pretty crazy, bro. Got the judge asking in the courtroom, what are certified pedophiles? Would the average listener understand that?
No.
that also speaks to the, like, again, biggest rap beef. That's where we get the objective mainstream fans who might not get the reference. There's people that might not get the reference. They know Drake, but they're not like Drake fans. They don't listen to Drake, like a Tom Hanks and shit. He called him a certified pedophile? Why? Oh, what? I didn't even know. Like, they know what I'm saying? Like, there's a people like that. Obviously, if you're involved, if you're a Drake fan, who doesn't know? Certified lover boy, certified pedophile. Wow. Well, you get what he's trying to do. But that doesn't matter. This is not, you know what I'm saying, the locker room. This is not the car. This is not you and your homeboys chill. This is a courtroom. So now you have to break things down in a logical sense, legal manner. You know what I'm saying? Things have to be
I do have a counter, though.
brushed through with a fine comb type shit. What's your counter? Did you see some of that stuff today?
Yeah, there was that guy on Twitter. He's a former music exec. He was talking about how, I don't know if this is true, but I know the first part is true, that Drake recouped his his Universal deal relatively quickly within a year, and then Sony offered him $500 million when he was doing renegotiations, and he kind of talks about that in Her Loss. I forgot what song it was specifically, where he's kind of hinting at like, "Yo,
Yeah.
I'm about to get another $500,000." I remember he said that specifically. Actually, he says something around those lines. I'm about to get another half a billion. This is my thing. If I'm a business, fuck culture, fuck the sport, because it's never been about the culture of the sport. Because if it was about the culture and the sport, then Drake couldn't have been nuking niggas' features all these years. Because that's what they were talking about on Twitter and on the Joe Budden podcast, that like there's a lot of rumors out there that Drake has notoriously stopped certain songs from dropping, and he's used UMG to do this, and UMG has given them these things. When this beef started, Drake was still the most streamed, listened to artist in the industry. He was still producing money for these people. I found it strange, and I said this, if you go all the way back, I did say this. I found it strange that UMG was allowing one of their hottest and most valuable commodities and money gainers to be called a pedophile.
Yeah.
PDF file, sorry. And to be tarnished the way that he was. Because like Vic said, this is really complicated stuff that you'd have to sit down and like explain to the common person. I don't see Universal being stupid enough to think that this wouldn't hurt his brand in some way, to tie him to these things. And also hurt his brand in the rap community. So it kind of makes me feel like you were good with losing him, or you were good with his brand devaluing. So I think something's going on we know nothing about. And I think him popping his shit on Her Loss pissed these niggas off, and popping his shit on For All the Dogs pissed off Lucien Grange in the industry. And I could definitely see a scenario where niggas said, we're going to humble you real quick. Because as shareholders of a company, Vic, I don't see a world where shareholders would be okay with the nigga who's helping keep my lights on be called a PDF file. Because like you said, these niggas don't know hip-hop. They don't know rap. These are white niggas who are investing money into a multi-billion-dollar company. Imagine you go on New York Times and you see your biggest asset in your company being called a PDF file in the biggest stage in America in the Super Bowl. How does that not worry you as an investor?
My thing is this, right? Also, one of the biggest questions I ask myself when it comes to the Drake and UMG lawsuit is the fact that what happens if Drake loses this? Like completely loses the case, UMG wins it fully. There's people already scrutinizing Drake for even doing this lawsuit. On top of that, you lose the lawsuit? Like, isn't he just gonna look the worst he's ever looked? Like, how can you come back from that?
Oh no, you look crazy.
Like, you know, like how. So my thing is like I'm assuming he's confident enough where he knows there's something.
He's gonna win.
Not even just something where he thinks like how Marlon says he knows he's gonna win it.
Yeah.
Because why do this if you just lose? he can't back out either. He can't be like, oh, I backed out, like fucking now.
Because it looks even
You
worse.
can't not care now,
It looks
nigga.
even worse.
No,
You're gonna
you
look
crazy.
Like,
you look crazy.
that is gonna affect his career forever.
No, it destroys his reputation forever. But this is my point, Vic. Like, I have to ask you guys, why would Universal allow it to go this far? He's still under you. He's still keeping your lights on partially because you have Taylor Swift and you have Kendrick through PG Lang distribution contract. Why would you allow it to go this far?
This doesn't make sense.
So that's what
You
I'm
know
asking
why?
you. Why?
I feel like they think that
Cameron, you handsome.
I think that they might think that this will cost them less than them trying to fix it just strictly with him.
Okay, I get what you mean, because if you try to strictly fix it with him, he's going to either buy him out of his contract or
Yes.
give him some crazy deal.
Yes.
The chat said this, that they saw an opportunity for two juggernauts to go at it. You just make profit off of them. But that's such a short-term perspective because like what Marlone's saying, like, even if you make profit off this beef, how much longer did you think Drake had in the game? Like, I'm just looking at it that way. Did you think this was the end of his career? You didn't think he had another 3-4 years you could profit off of and make millions of dollars off of, most likely billions?
Yeah.
Like, this is such a short sight. Even with that, with Marlone's explanation, I get it, but that's so short-sighted because how much more did you think he had left? And how did you quantify this?
And whether people want to accept it or not, I feel like niggas is delusional.
It might have just been a huge fucking just slip up too, bro.
Found on Drake's end,
Like just
like the heat of the moment.
the company and probably Drake's end.
My issue is
Huge mistake and slip up, bro.
Because if I'm Drake, before you do something like this, you have to sit down with attorneys and be like, what are every single possible what's every single possible outcome that could come out of this? Sit down with an attorney. You have an attorney for your attorney for your attorney for your attorney.
Yeah.
Because you have unlimited money. And if you're an attorney, also just for clout, you could be the biggest attorney in the world. Just for clout, you would want to work with Drake. Just to form that relationship with Drake and like, oh, do you think you have a case here? Okay. Oh, it's a risky situation, but for you, I'll probably, let's see. I'll probably take it.
Here's my other thing. Someone said this in the chat right now, and I have a theory. They said, like, what does Kendrick have in his contract that protects him from interference? That was a theory. Because it's true that this nigga Drake has been able to interfere in other niggas' music and censor them that are in other labels. That's
Yeah.
how much his power extended at one point. Why did Kendrick get to be the one and not be involved in that? I also have to add on.
To not be able to do that?
Yeah, to not be able to censor his bars, to not be able to censor his drops, especially during a beef. This is my other question.
Nigga, Kendrick's not Drake. I'm sorry.
No, but here's my thing. No, I mean, why was Drake unable to censor Kendrick too? He's able to censor everyone else, niggas that are signed to Sony.
Okay.
But he wasn't able to censor Kendrick Lamar.
Probably because Kendrick's Kendrick. He's the biggest, maybe, that he tried to censor.
And that's
aside
why-
from that was French Montana. You know, but French Montana.
But he still was
I
able to
don't give
censor
a
him.
fuck, bro.
He was
But
still
yeah,
able
but
to censor him.
French Montana ain't Kendrick, nigga.
I know, but this is my
French
thing.
Montana's, it's French Montana.
But there's a lot of people he has censored according to like the rumors.
Yeah.
This is my thing. The chat saying maybe the son in the contract. I think this is what pissed off Drake. There's nothing in the contract. I think UMG has been helping Kendrick. Because at some point, I'm hearing the beef, and when we heard Family Matters, and then Meet the Grams comes out that same night, I'm like, no, you're not this smart. You're not this prophetic. Get the fuck out my face. There's no such thing. This was just rolled out very well.
And he did say there's a ammonia camp. It could be the camp is the fucking...
Is the industry person that's connected to the camp.
Yeah.
And this is where because understand, I didn't know this because I don't drop music. And a lot of the niggas in the
You
chat
should, nigga. You
commenting,
be rapping. You be dropping bars.
please. A lot of the niggas in the chat don't release music. Yo, when you send something to distribution, it
Yeah.
takes time.
It gets processed.
So
Background checked, damn near.
So I have to wonder, especially because the Family Matters was so well done, like thematically, like the videography
Yeah, but
was
that's
well
the reason
done.
why all that shit was fucking dropped on YouTube and Instagram and shit like that, because it didn't have to go through that.
And not on streaming.
But it did go. Family Matters did go on YouTube. Did go on Apple
oh, yeah, it's
Music.
Family Matters.
Off rip?
Off
I
rip,
think
yeah.
so. Family
I'm
Matters did.
pretty
Remember
sure
the
it
cover art came out, remember?
Yeah, I remember the cover, right? Yeah.
And good point. Another great point. The fact that they didn't put it through distribution, either it's because it was going to take too long, or they didn't trust their labels. They knew something we didn't know. Bro, there's a lot that happened here that I'm looking back, and I'm like, how did you know this? Why did you decide to drop on social media? Why did you decide to drop on IG and YouTube unless you knew someone on the label would hear that song? Why did Drake do some shady ass drop for the first diss he did, but never put it on distributed, wait a whole fucking day? He didn't even do the AI thing through distribution. He puts it on IG. It makes you think, was there label beef going on in the background that we know nothing about, we weren't involved in? And if that's the case, if I'm Drake, why would I involve myself in a beef I know I can't control like I have in the past?
Yeah.
This is where I'm confused. None of this made sense when you start to really think about it. Because if you're Drake and you know, yo, the label's no longer here for me. They seem to be picking the middle because they want this beef to see itself out because they want to profit off of it. Why would you continue if you know you don't have the same weapons? And then why would you bitch about it and take them to court for it after the fact? Like, that's where I'm confused. He either didn't know this was going to happen, or he knew it was going on and he didn't like the outcome, so now he's suing.
Yeah.
And let me see what the chat's saying.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
It's a sticky situation.
You know how sticky it gets.
This is my thing. Vic, do you think it's a possibility the label was working like super double agent and giving them both information?
It's very possible.
I feel like maybe not in the beginning. I feel like this shit was completely out of the blue, and obviously, you know, corporation and shit like that, money signs popped in their fucking eyes, and they're like, oh shit. And then they started probably doing that shit, feeding info and shit.
Yeah.
But even then, my nigga, let's keep it a buck, right? You work for whoever the fuck you work for. You gonna tell me, well, then again, fucking, there was always rumors and shit that he was mad close with the fucking main guy, right?
Yeah.
So, all right. So what I was gonna say is probably just go straight out the fucking window, because maybe he does know a lot about Drake.
Me and Lucian.
You know what I'm saying?
Me and
But
Lucian.
You would think that, you know,
Like Kobe and Shaquille.
they wouldn't have that type of information. You just keep it strictly business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's my point too.
Man, this shit's confusing, bro. I don't know.
This shit is so confusing me also because it's what Vic just said, Kobe and Shaquille.
Yeah.
You had a very confident relationship with this person that fell apart within a few months.
Yeah.
And you've been popping your shit about how you run shit and you and him are close. Something happened that he just can't tell us. And that Kendrick is aware of too. And I want to believe that it's that UMG saw, I think UMG saw the beef. It was like, yo, we about to make a fucking killing off these two niggas. Let's have them beef.
Yeah. Yeah.
The thing is, does that matter in a court of law and can you prove it? And here's my other thing. If in fact he does win this, if I'm the industry, I'm suing Drake and UMG. For every bar they censored, if I was an artist. If I'm Pusha T, I'm suing Drake. You mad that they didn't censor
Pusha T
Kendrick?
not gonna
I'm
do
mad
it,
that
though.
I know, but he should.
Pusha T not gonna do it. French Montan's not gonna do it.
But you should. He censored you. You're mad, and he's mad that they collaborated against him. What have they been doing this whole time?
I love McConan.
Should sue.
These niggas ain't gonna sue Drake.
I would sue the fuck out that
And if
nigga.
Drake wins this UMG lawsuit, Drake becomes Thanos.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
Drake really-
it'll scare off the rest.
Oh
of the
no.
people. They
Drake
wouldn't- yeah,
at that point, if Drake really wins his lawsuit, Drake at that point becomes the Thanos that he believes he still is or was once. That's when you beat UMG, because it's like, what? Also, to what level have you beaten them?
But
Is
this
it
is-
to a point where like you literally?
Oh no, in this country, you beat them legally, you won everything.
But it's like, I'm talking about, like, do you
Is he
bring the
solo
house
now?
down? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you affect the entire company? And you know, like,
Is he gonna stay with them? Is
No,
he-
he's leaving.
Is he solo?
I just
do
don't
you
know what
work
this
out a special
contract looks
deal
like.
where like maybe
Motherfuckers
you get some motherfuckers masters?
co-owner or some shit?
Yeah, like we'll give you Taylor Swift masters,
That'd be insane.
like some random shit. Like what is something get negotiated on the back end? Obviously, they can't get Taylor Swift's masters. She got
Oh,
hers
no.
back, so
He can
I'm
get
just,
some
I'm
of the
just,
niggas
I'm
he's
just
beefed with.
spitballing. Yeah,
That's my thing. if I'm Drake, you have two paths here because you already cooked your name in the music
Gets Kendrick's
industry.
masters.
That's some MJ
Get
shit.
Kendrick Lamar. Drake gets Kendrick Lamar's masters in the UMG a negotiation deal.
I'm pretty sure UMG owns Section 80 because they were the distributors for Top Dog, if I remember correctly. Interscope is under UMG for distribution, if I remember
But I
correctly.
think I would assume that Kendrick, at this point, has negotiated back.
All of his catalog?
I don't know if all of it, but at least the best shit.
Owning
The
some
heavy
of
That's
it's a
hitters.
Kendrick's.
flex.
That's Kendrick. Kendrick's. He got to be smart. I
My
don't know if it's
thing-
been confirmed or not, but I would assume he owns his masters.
As a purist rapist, your reputation's cooked. As a person in the culture, your reputation's cooked because you went to court. Your only option is to go full Jew. And you gonna have to buy this shit out, nigga. All of it.
Or-
you gotta pull up on some gangster shit and be like, I own you, nigga. Eat my dick. That's all you got left.
I was thinking about this week, and I was like, yo, imagine Drake goes the Pitbull route, Mr. Worldwide, just start making that type of music, because Pitbull started as a rapper. He still technically is a rapper.
Vic. That
Drake
destroys
wouldn't.
career.
Drake's gonna have to
Drake
just,
wouldn't
you know what I'm
do
saying,
it.
make like global music.
Nobody wants
They'll
that.
become a global pop artist. They'll
Nobody
destroy
wants
his reputation after
Like
that.
in the
man.
long run, like if like the raps keep dropping and they're hard, but like they're not seething through, which I think they will seed through, especially because it's Drake. You can't never count him out. He's gotten to the point where he is because he is who he is. But just for those that still believe and want to have that narrative of like, no, it's impossible. There's no coming back ever possible. Success route is like, oh, still having hit records on some like Pitbull level type of sound and that type of music. It's still doable.
I'm with T-Pain.
You know what I'm
here.
saying? Like, and he can kind of get accepted in that world way more than like a Kendrick, etc.
No, not kind of. He can.
And on top of that, we have rappers who do that. Like Waka Flocka does like EDM type of house music and shit. Be all these EDM parties. He like, has hit records like that. And like I said, Pitbull started off as like a lyrical rapper, and like he's become who he's become, Mr. Worldwide. But that's obviously just like a fun thought. I don't think that's necessary or gonna happen. But
I think he should end his music career in a similar way Jay-Z did. I think we're there now. And I think if he takes on the exec role,
he needs a Rock Nation.
build a Rock
He
Nation.
needs a Rock Nation.
Because niggas in the chat saying, I don't think he has the money to buy niggas masters. Stop talking. Yes, he does. Yo, yes, he does. Yo, that nigga's rich as hell.
He's a billionaire, guys.
I think
Yo,
you guys don't
billionaire.
understand how rich Drake is. I think you guys don't understand how Drake is Jewish from birth. Even if he didn't come from money,
Vic.
Drake has Jewish family who have historically been business savvy. So I'm pretty sure he has some uncles and stuff that would tell, "Hey Drake, what's up, nephew? Oh, you want to invest in this company? I do, blah blah." Like, you know what I'm saying? If I had to bet, I would assume that by now Drake's had done smart investments with his family from his mom's side, the Jewish side.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Not only that, you gonna tell me he didn't displace money towards his parents, his child?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro.
No, there's money everywhere.
there's money everywhere.
There's
That's just
money
one
everywhere,
lane
bro.
of 100 lanes.
Yeah, come on,
But I'm pretty sure he has he has to have money in a very well established Jewish family type of thing that he's from that end alone, from the stereotypical end, right? And let's erase that. He's still up. But let's say, like, you know what I'm saying, as a safety net, I'm pretty sure he has something like that locked in. Dave's Chicken. He invested into Dave's Chicken. And it just got bought the other day. Dave's Hot Chicken is a franchise, chicken franchise. They just bought it for like, I think, $1 billion. Right? And Drake owns a bunch of the franchises.
Yeah.
He's up.
You got to cut from that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's my thing, Vic. This is where I think Drake fucked up being a little bitch and suing.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should have bowed out from the fight. Because my only thing is, if he does decide to use his massive amount of wealth, because I think personally, of the three, he would have the most powerful, he would have had the most powerful label.
Yes.
Without a doubt, because he has the money, he had the resources, he had the connections. He has way more money than, I believe, both Kendrick and J. Cole. And I think he has more industry ties than both of them. Kendrick, you guys hail Kendrick for having no industry ties, so don't even debate this in the chat.
Yeah.
I think the lawsuit fucked that all up. I think that cooked everything for him. I think if he tries to start a label now, every artist he puts out will get blackballed.
It's quite possible.
Can I ask y'all this?
What's up?
Do y'all think that Drake is very business savvy?
What Drake are we talking about?
I
What
think
era?
Drake in general.
You think right now he's being business savvy?
I think Drake's always been business savvy, bro. Because Drake doesn't even like he's flashy. The only flashiness we get from Drake is like very expensive jewelry, and that's investments, right? He also doesn't wear like a stereotypical rapper chain. He has them, but like his thing will be like a random ice.
But let me
yellow
ask you
diamond
this. What
that
I'm
looks like
asking
pee-pee.
is,
You'd be like, oh shit,
this motherfucker.
this nigga got the Pharrell diamond. You know what I'm saying?
What I'm saying is, for example, Nocta. Where's that at?
I know what you're saying.
But I will say,
I've agreed with this for a long time.
but I will say this.
OVO,
right?
where's that at?
These things off on paper might not come off profitable, but I'll say this: he can negotiate it. Whereas like he got his money already.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
That sells out or not, he gets his money already.
Of
and
course.
on top of that, these companies don't need the product necessarily to even sell out for them to make their money back. If we're talking about a Drake,
I get
because
it.
Nike without Nocta selling out, they'll still benefit from the fact like, oh, we have Drake over here.
Yeah.
That alone for them earns them the value of the entire Nocta line selling out, because there's brand equity. Then it's like, oh, these other people would want to work with him. Oh, we got Drake. We got, you know what I'm saying? They added to that roster.
That's now.
And remember, people were shitting on the first Nocta drop. They still shit on the new ones, but it keeps coming out. So it's like they would have cut that deal.
So you're having two different debates. You word it a little bit wrong. What you're saying is he has good like negotiation powers.
Hell yeah.
He knows how to leverage his brand. You're saying the nigga sucks as a creative.
Yeah.
And I think he's right. I think you're both right. I think the issue is this whole recent lawsuit tainted his brand a little bit.
You know,
and I don't think the nigga makes good clothes. I don't think he makes good clothes. I don't think he finds good artists to like sign on. I think this nigga sucks at cultivating creativity and like creative people.
The thing that throws me off is that his brands or whatever always get quote unquote, they're not his no more.
Yeah, yeah.
OVO, he has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And I think the Ye beef stemmed from that too.
The you know, OVO label and shit like that. Oh, that never had anything to do with him. You know what I'm saying?
We still haven't seen like a video of him in an interview talking about OVO, talking about like it's his company, it's his brand. We still haven't seen an interview of him talking about Nocta. Like, oh, Nocta's my brand, it's my passion, this and that. I'm doing. Never till this day. Is it on purpose? I would have to be on purpose at this point because I don't understand the idea behind it. Like, why wouldn't you want to be, you know, fully attached?
Self-awareness. For me personally, and I know I'm not the flyest thing in the world, I don't find Drake to be fly. I don't see him pushing clothing and culture in that way. I don't see him cultivating artists.
Keep it a buck. Idris is terrible.
Yeah, no, a lot of this shit is ass. And I think that's where a lot of the Kanye beef stem from. I think
his Nocta pieces be fire.
Nah, they be some ass, bro.
His Nocta pieces be fire. I ain't gonna hold you.
I'll tell you this.
It don't move culture.
Everyone wears Nocta. I mean, not Nocta. My bad. I just said Nocta. No. His chrome heart pieces, the custom chrome hearts he gets.
Okay.
The custom chrome hearts.
That's what I was gonna say.
Chrome hearts.
The one from that video, bro. Hard.
To be honest, for all we know, nigga, Drake might have. I would not be shocked. I'm not gonna lie to you if Drake has equity in Chrome Hearts. Is an investor in Chrome Hearts.
But again,
I'm telling you that right now.
We're just talking about money. I'm talking about creative input. I don't think he has creative input.
In the entire brand? No, impossible.
I don't even think he has any.
But he did have a collab, right? Didn't he have like a Nocta Drake collab one time? Some pieces dropped.
I think so.
I could have sworn.
Nocta Drake.
Not Drake. I keep saying Nocta.
You're talking about Chrome Hearts.
Chrome Hearts.
Drake.
Chrome Hearts and Drake?
I could have sworn it was a Drake Chrome Hearts collab that dropped.
I don't know.
Some pieces or some shit.
That shit might have been unobtainable.
But niggas to this day wear that shit like crazy. Playboy Cardi wears the Chrome Heart pieces like crazy. So it's like, in that world, yes. But if you separate from that, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. We gotta be honest here. Drake made Stone Island extremely popular in America.
Yes.
When Drake was wearing Stone Island around that time.
I remember that.
So we can, More Life, that whole era, that UK.
But
he was wearing the UK clothes.
No. But yeah. But
he made that shit hot here.
The thing is, he's the person. Like he can upbring.
You're talking about brand.
He can upbring.
We're talking about
he looked good in that shit. He looked good in the Stone Island.
Creative.
That's some of the best fits he had. Probably was the Stone Island pieces in the Stone Island era.
Looking cozy.
I'm still going back to creative input.
Creative input.
How much of this is him versus someone is doing it for him?
I mean, because his shit's he's not passionate about it. Like he's probably not like Travis Scott.
Do we
where,
think
like,
that? Or
Where
we
like I'm
assuming
want to
it?
go to school for fashion, like Travis Scott be saying and all this shit. Like Travis Scott's a style nigga. Like you know what I'm saying? A$AP Rocky. He's not that. You know. I don't want him to be that either. It's like
But maybe he does. Like I've always felt
I don't think
that
he
with
does.
him.
I don't think he does. I think he just does shit for the check.
How did we get here again?
We're talking
think we're
about
trying to
his
make a
business
point.
I
abilities.
forgot what the fuck we talking about.
We're talking about his business abilities, and you basically said that his businesses don't shoot off. Vic saying, well, he always makes money because he's leveraging his brand.
Yeah.
My
I would
argument
have
was
loved to
his-
see the Adidas line, but the Pusha T foiled that shit.
The Adonis.
No, I would like to see that.
That probably would have been the most personal pieces because it's about his son. The Adidon line, like it would probably been fire.
Because my thing at the end of the day, business is more than just leveraging your brand. Like I feel like that's where he stops every time.
Yeah,
You never see it. That's what Marlon's getting at. Is like you don't see him promoting OVO in a creative way, promoting those artists. You don't see it with his clothing. Even with the Adidas line drop, there wasn't. They said it was gonna come out soon after, before that thing dropped, and we barely heard anything.
yeah.
That was random. Like we knew it was coming, but we didn't know much about it.
The only reason we knew about it is because fucking
Pusha T said
Pusha
something.
dropped that shit.
Yeah, no, but it was already out that it was coming. No one really cared.
Well, speaking of Drake,